names of the help. I have so many servants, you know?
We only underpay one.
Dude,
Right.
I'm recording, bro.
Oh, no. Damn
Oh, no, wait. Did the union hear that?
Everyone heard
No.
it, dude.
Guess what?
Everyone
No.
heard it.
The union's gonna come for our asses, bro.
And you know we don't do any edits on this show, so
No, it's all
Yeah.
one take.
Carol's in the room. She's
Happy.
what do you call it?
She's on call.
Monitoring the conversation here, guys. Welcome to another episode. We finally have a guest. Let's all give a round of applause for Savannah. She's been on the show before during our Halloween specials, Hereditary. So
You always forget that one.
I'm clapping right now. You probably can't hear it.
Trying to like snap near my mic. There we go.
I don't know how we do that.
I'm
But-
shrugging.
Dude, we're doing stuff, guys. We got guests still. So
Hey, yo,
We
you
still
guys
have
still have
friends.
friends. Yeah.
we still have
Wow, the
friends.
Aquarius are on point right now.
We vibing.
But as always, I'm your co-host
Always.
Sam, and we have Nicole as well. Of course, we
Hello.
can't have the show without her. I don't know what we would do.
I wanted to quit.
But
Who's supposed to
dude,
take your place? You know Carol can't do it. She doesn't have the talent.
I know.
she can't even talk, dude. She's
I'm counting on you.
She's Avoxed. Did we not talk about that?
Oh my god. Another Hunger Games reference.
God, I'm never gonna,
Dude, I
I'm
just
never
want-
gonna leave it behind.
I can't even bring it up, dude. I just watched all the Hunger Games again. Okay, here's your yearly reminder that it's underrated series. Great movies. Okay.
Okay.
You watch it every 3 months, bro.
No, dude, every 11 months, bro.
Okay.
What did I watch last night? I watched Interstellar. Great movie.
Oh, okay.
But that's
You're
not what
on the
this is
rewatch
about,
train,
dude.
huh?
Yeah, that was
Okay,
a rewatch.
sorry.
That was a rewatch
Oh,
for me.
crap.
And then I've been reading, guys. I've been reading.
You know how to read?
I mean, surprisingly, I do. But maybe I read so poorly that my brain thinks I'm reading, and then I'm just really not grasping anything in the book.
Well, you're telling the
Yeah.
pod like it's big news. I love you just like announced it.
Dude, this
Like,
is huge
I-
news, okay?
I've seen a book.
I
I've
have
held a book.
It's
I
in my
have a book.
hand. It was in my hand earlier, and there was words on the page, and I finished all the words on the page, and I went to the next page. So
No pictures.
no picture. I skimmed through it. I looked. There aren't any, dude.
Except for those weird little symbols at the bottom, which might be numbers. I don't know.
Those
You have to
count as
decode
pictures,
them.
dude.
Those count as pictures.
I started reading Dune because I saw the Dune trailer, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah, the whole first draft group chat has been getting on my case. All of them talking about Dune
Yep.
coming up, and I'm like, I
Yeah, you got to read it, man.
haven't read that one.
It's
I'll read half and you read half.
That's a literature student shame receipt. Like, I haven't read Dune.
Ooh, don't out yourself.
What else am I gonna do?
I don't know.
This is
that's
how
what
I
it's
feel
called
alive
for.
during quarantine. Is just outing my shame receipts.
The
That's how I
pain,
get through
the pain of shame.
it.
Nicole, you never read it?
I haven't.
Do you like sci-fi books, though?
I have recently grown to love them, so honestly, I might pick it up and check it out. We'll see.
Dude, there's a whole Chronicles. There's like 12 of them now, so...
Oh yeah, isn't it? Wait, so it is a series, right?
Yeah, so the original author wrote 3, I believe, and then his brother and someone else wrote like 3 more, or 6 more, I think.
Yeah,
Something like that.
just looked this up the other day because we were having this exact conversation at the bar. I think his name is Frank something.
Frank
What's the
Herbert.
original? Yes, yeah. So he wrote 5, and then his brother and someone else picked up, and there's like a whole long list on Wikipedia, and that's like a huge.
Yeah, they've made
series.
some prequel books and some other ones, but I guess I don't know. I was scrolling the Dune Reddit, okay? And
Oh my! What's Reddit right now?
I guess the hardcore fans are like, yeah, do we even want to call those books canon though? So I don't know, dude. I don't.
Oh
There's
my
some,
God.
There's always fans that do that,
Always.
Okay, I just want to get through the first one, and apparently the movie is supposed to only be half
Like
of
half
the
of
book.
it, yeah.
So maybe I
Wait,
could
have
just
you
get to
seen
half
the
of it.
book? book is like you could brain someone with that. You could stop an intruder with a
Oh my
volume.
God.
It's only like 700 pages.
That's scary though, because that means
a
Denis not going to
brick.
do all the movies. That's scary.
Yeah, they're probably not going to be able to keep him for
You
all
know,
of them. Maybe for the first two, because
I
it's two-parter,
no.
right?
I think they only do 2. I think they just do the first book and they call it, and then and then they'll come out 5 years down the line. They'll do an HBO show on it or some shit, dude. Like,
Ooh.
On
like
it now.
the third one in, they replaced Jason Momoa with The Rock.
And then just pretend. Don't make any comment.
What the
Exactly.
fuck, dude? The Rock.
You know they would. You know they fucking would.
Same thing.
Yo, the
They
cast
fucking would.
looks insane. I am hyped. I think this is next on the top tier hype list. You know, Tenet. We just got Tenet, but
Yeah.
now
Dude,
Dune
but
is in.
speaking of the cast, this is like perfect segue because we got our boy
Ooh.
Timmy in
We do.
Dune, right?
I know it's
Yeah.
all connected. I was gonna get
Wow.
there, and our guest knows us best, dude. She
She
already
really does. She
wrapped
beat
it up.
you. She beat
She
you.
beat it up. It's always connected, guys.
Sam's always good with the segues. I'm horrible at them.
How old is Timothee?
Timothy.
He's 24.
Is he? Oh my god, is he like almost
I
our
think-
age? Jeez,
Yeah.
Louise.
Bro,
I think
He looks
guys,
like a baby.
guys, I even have a bigger connection.
But
I was talking about watching Interstellar last night. He's in it, dude.
Oh, and we
Wait,
did the
Timothy-
King, bro.
And the
is he
show, and the show.
Interstellar?
Yeah, he plays young version of Casey Affleck's character in.
Yeah, he's barely in it. He's like a little video clip.
He's Cooper's
Why?
son. No, yes,
Gotcha.
Yes.
yeah.
Murray's brother.
Murph,
Okay.
yeah, Murph's brother. Yeah. And
Murph.
when they grow up, they're different characters. But yeah, when he's the younger one, it's Timothy. It's
Even-
always connected, bro.
I should save this for the Tenet episode, but even more connected, Robert Pattinson and Timmy were in The King together, and we did The King. And,
Oh.
and it.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah. You guys see the triangle? I do.
You should see our cork boards right now.
Oh my god.
Dude.
All about Pepe Silva. Pepe Silva.
But yeah, cast in this movie in Lady Bird, the movie that we're doing this podcast on.
The movie that like we're actually supposed to talk about.
It's pretty good, you know. I actually liked the movie. Okay,
Was it your first?
Hey, sorry.
Both of
I've
yours?
been
First
having
time?
this beer sitting next to me. Should I crack it?
Oh
Or-
yeah,
Oh.
let's
That
crack
Chris
it.
Body one?
Let's go.
You're the only one, but
I got one
Wait,
too.
what?
I got
save
something.
some for me.
I saved it for this.
Pour one for me. Ooh, that sounded like that was a weird pop.
I got one, guys.
doing?
I'm drinking.
What are you drinking?
You're gonna hate. Everyone's gonna hate me.
808.
Like literally, people are gonna unsubscribe from the channel when I say that. I'm
Don't say
drinking
Miller Lite.
a passion fruit LaCroix, dude.
Oh,
Well, wait, okay, so I'm the only one who fully committed to the bit. Okay.
You committed to the bit, but I'm on a diet, so you gotta.
I
Bear
was gonna
with
say
me.
Sam's getting right now.
Got
Good
it.
for you, bro.
I'm getting right
New
for my
quarantine
wedding. I'm
project.
sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I guess I'll excuse you. That's fine.
Gotta look
I'm
like Zac Efron
too-
by November.
I believe in you. You got it. You got it. I'm drinking Soquel Fermentation Project. It's from Los Gatos, California. It's an American wild ale with blackberry and wildflower honey.
That's
aged
a
in
very
oak
Savannah
barrels.
beer.
Bro.
It's also
That's
a very
Savannah.
ladybird beer, I feel like.
Is
which
the
is why I
name
saved
French?
It.
Was that French?
It's Soquel. So, Soquel?
Is that the?
Oh, that's probably
Is that a
in
new one
Spanish.
at the bar?
No, this one I got from Wandering Tortoise.
Oh.
One of those little one-offs that they always have weird, funky stuff in there.
Lovely. We had a
Damn.
friend date there once. I miss it.
I know. I miss being able to go places,
Go to bars at night
to bars at night, drink in public, be seen in public.
and walk.
Like, dude, this is a good beer, though. Dang,
Dude,
yeah.
That sounds
sounds
good.
really
That
good.
sounds good. You know,
Okay,
maybe.
wait. I have a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's like a very. I ruined the moment. I'm sorry, but Was it both of yours first time watching this movie?
Yep.
Yeah,
Virgins.
Oh shit. Okay.
this was my first time.
It's my second time.
I'd been meaning to see it since it came out, but it's one of those things that I just never got around to. So thank God they put it on Netflix, because that's all the motivation I have is to just look through Netflix.
Let me tell you, it hits different the second time around. Bringing that one back there.
Really?
It does.
I don't know. I feel like this was a one and doneer for me.
It hit pretty hard the first time.
Yes. But if you watch it a few years later, I challenge you to watch it a few years later and see if like the different
wait 1
moments,
second.
like,
let me just put it in the calendar. I'll put it
Do
in the
it.
calendar for
3 years, every 3 years.
I
it was good.
I could see it being a movie that hits different in different parts of your life.
Yes, because I think
exactly.
they do a good job of giving each character a little bit of their own perspective. So there's multiple points where, like, depending on what point you are at in your life, you can connect to a different character.
So
I think they did a good job of doing that.
Yeah, I feel like this movie hits parents as much as it would hit someone in high school. You know, like
absolutely.
Like it takes both sides and it does it. But you know, I know this is just we're just gonna talk. You know, shoot the shit here. But how do you guys feel about the way? You know, we could start with Savannah. She's the guest. But how do you guys feel with the way that the story's told? Is it too fast for you? Is it like what is your thoughts on the way the story's told, the way the movie's shot?
Professional.
Are we doing like
some Joe Rogan shit right now? Dude.
I know, seriously.
You can just talk it. Just talk it. Just answer my question. If it's a dislike, it's a dislike. If it's a like, it's a like. We'll go.
So yeah, one of the notes I did make while watching the movie was like, I get it. Like, I sort of get what they're going for in that I also remember my senior year as more of like a collection of moments or like sort of different emotional responses. Like I have a very disjointed memory of my own senior year of high school. But just as a viewer, I wish there was a little bit more dwelling in certain moments. It did feel a little bit too sort of scrapbooky for most of the movie.
Interesting.
And I think for me, that just ended up... The ending definitely did pull together a lot, and it redeemed it a lot in my eyes, but I can't shake the fact that for a lot of the movie, I was sort of wishing that it would commit more to either being a character study or plot driven. It felt like it sort of fell between those two and didn't really lean into either one of them.
Damn.
I definitely liked the movie, and I think it did a lot of things really well, but I mean, it was her directorial debut, right? So I get that you're sort of still settling into.
That makes me, what you just said makes me view my thought on the exact same thing differently, because I liked how it was just certain, like, you know, she loses her virginity and her first boyfriend and whatever. It might not have even been her first boyfriend. We don't know. It's her senior year. But I liked how it was just moments instead of like focusing the movie on like, okay, she has to lose her virginity and she has to have this moment with the boyfriend. And it kind of turned those, like, you know, her first boyfriend, Danny, and he comes out as gay. Like that was one of the most emotional scenes in any movie, really, for me.
Yeah.
Like to witness. And I liked how I like how it was just a moment, and, you know, and then there, you know, it moves on kind of. But I do see what you mean of how I wanted it to dwell a little bit more, because that's how I feel about the topic of depression in this movie. I kind of wanted that to be dug into.
Yeah, I remember you saying that in the spoiler-free.
Yeah.
I just listened to this morning to prepare.
Like,
dude, she did her homework, bro. Nicole, she did her homework.
I know.
Always come to a pod prepared.
I came with a fucking LaCroix, dude.
Who did it better?
Well, I like both of your guys' thoughts on it. I think I'm with Savannah. I'm with both of you actually, because like I don't know. I'm watching it. It felt really high paced, and then I was like, well, maybe it's like this is how I like Savannah was saying like this is kind of how I would recall like my senior year. It like if someone was like, tell me about your senior year, it would just be jumping. Like I would just be like, oh yeah, there was this,
Right.
that, prom, blah blah blah. Like so maybe we're supposed to watch it in that perspective that like this is something that she's thinking back on, and it's not kind of like do you guys think that, or do you think we're actually living it out as she's living it out, or do you think she's like recalling on what's happened?
That's interesting. That's a really good point, because I don't think a lot of people think like that for this movie, but now that you bring that up,
It makes more sense.
yeah, I see it as Greta Gerwig's interpretation of her high school experience.
Yeah, like it definitely felt like when you're watching it definitely felt like from the heart. Like it was written from the heart, and
It
like
felt personal, for real.
yeah, you could tell it was very personal, and that maybe maybe not all of them were true, but most of these experiences were probably something that was like that she had experienced.
Right.
In
Yeah.
her life.
I really enjoyed the authenticity with which a lot of these issues were presented, especially the one that got to me, even though like I couldn't exactly relate to it, but was just Julie crushing on her teacher.
Oh my
And that's
gosh.
sort of like very sort of it's like it's funny, but it's also like that's like a feeling. And like I didn't have that with the teacher, but like, I had crushes like that where you'd be like, you didn't say anything, but you like read into things, and then it was just like that sort of worse like self-inflicted heartbreak because you only just like built it up in your own head. And just the way that Beanie acted that particular like subplot was just superb. Just like the little nuances of her like getting excited and then getting heartbroken but trying to hide it when she meets his wife, because of course he has a wife. Like he's an adult.
Well, you know what?
Good.
That's what's so great about, I think, great acting and great writing. Because Julie was the character that I related to most, because she was overweight and she had like issues revolving around that and like her parents and like stuff like that. But that moment between her teacher and when she, sees his wife, I viewed it as like from my perspective, I would be like, oh, of course his wife would look like that, because he would never go for a girl like me if I was, an adult, like, like if we were old enough to date each other, he would never go for me. So that's so great that can be viewed from all angles, from different people. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's some. Pass that over here.
Well, we're getting. I know we're getting real right now. I just had therapy. I don't want any more.
That's why you're all freaking, freaking deep right now, dude. You're like you came prepared.
I don't got mine till Tuesday. I got all these emotions stored up. I'm gearing up,
Well, this is not a movie to escape. It's like you kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say you get lost in it, but it is one to watch and kind of be in your feelings about, but sometimes in a good way and sometimes in a bad way, or in a nostalgic way, which could be either or. I don't know, Dude,
the movie ended and I just sat on my couch watching the credits. Like I didn't move for like a couple minutes. Like I was just staring.
I was.
I was like
fully sobbing.
And I was like trying to what is the word, like trying to chew it, like trying to like take that in, take what I just watched in. Like I think it moves very fast and then it ends. I think for me, I think the ending's too abrupt, but we can get into that a little later. But like, and then I'm just sitting there, and maybe it does. Maybe that's what Greta wanted, like to sit for it just to go, and then it's like, okay, that's the movie, and then you just kind of have to like think on it, and just be like, wow, like okay, like I'm gonna take it as it is type of thing. But I don't know. I was actually really impressed, but I don't know if I can watch it again though. It's just kind of like
that makes sense. I mean, good movie. That doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
That doesn't mean it's a bad movie at all.
It's that type of movie.
But I think overall it's an excellent film. Did Greta grow up in Sacramento?
I believe it's a hometown.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think so.
Because it's definitely like Nicole said in the spoiler-free review, it's like a love letter to Sacramento in a way, and you know, just there's just like an orgasm of shots of Sacramento, and that's where you knew, like, that's what I was saying, like you could tell it's just heartfelt, and it felt warm, you know, watching it. Like you just felt like I was watching her way of telling us the story, like if almost she was in the room trying to describe it. You know, it's kind of interesting.
I have a hot take.
But it hit me hard, dude, because there were some moments that actually stuck with me, like with her mom and stuff, that like I feel like I kind of lived in my high school years, and like I was just kind of like, fuck, like watching it,
Right, it hit.
Yeah, but go ahead, Nicole. Go on your hot take.
So my hot take is that the ending kind of dragged on a little too much, and I feel like it should have ended with the mom driving around the airport.
Fuck, dude, that would have killed me.
I know, yeah.
I know. That's very, like, I guess that's like the macabre.
It's very spicy, muy caliente.
I mean, the ending with her calling her mom, and you know the shot of her standing on the phone, it's very cliche, and I just feel like I do like that resolution of, like, she realizes, okay, yeah, mom, like, you were right, and I'm sorry for everything I did. But it's also like those moments in a mother-daughter relationship, I don't think they happen that early. They happen way later in life. So I feel like to leave it open-ended, it would have hurt a lot more. But I feel like, because it shows that, yes, the mom cares. So you finally, I mean, I guess you don't finally, but you see how it has affected the mom, Marion, this whole time. And it leaves you with that of, like, okay, well, this is what the mom's left with. And Lady Bird's the one that's, like, that flew away, and she, you know, she's going to learn. But it's not going to be right now.
Do you think... So you're saying that conversation on the phone happens later in life, is what you're saying?
I feel like it was
happens, like, maybe when she finishes college, yeah.
Yeah, or, like, I don't know, not right when you get into your dorm, and maybe a couple semesters in. I just feel like the ending's too cliche.
Well,
like,
do we know the time, though? Like, I feel like there's a time jump somewhere in there.
Oh, I guess I didn't think of that. Like, I thought it was, like, immediately after.
Yeah, like, she gets, like, the note, all the crumpled notes from her dad, which I was gonna cry, bro. But
oh my god, that hit.
And
you love good letters.
and then she, like, you know, I think there's, like, I don't know, maybe it's a couple semesters in or something. I don't know.
Because the scene at the party happens after she finds the letters, right?
Right, and we don't really know. We don't really know if that's same day or not. But I mean,
right, yeah.
It's homecoming, though. It's like, oh, welcome to college. I feel like that's a welcome to college.
Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, I can agree with you, Nicole. But I guess the movie doesn't really, like, leave it out there to... You can't really tell, I guess. But if you're first watching it, like what Nicole's saying, when we watched it, I was like, yeah, that... I thought that was, like, same week. Like, I didn't have any inclination that it was further or shorter, or, you know, longer or shorter than that. Like, I thought that all happened within the same week at some point, and she called her mom, and then it ends. So maybe, I think you're right. Maybe it does happen later on. Like we're freshmen, we're naive. Like, we're just, you know.
Right. We're truly dissecting this movie right now. It's crazy.
I guess for me, like, the reason that I liked that ending so much, I think, was just because up until that point, for me, all the fact that it was so, like, momentary and fragmentary left me a little lost in the experience. But then to have a sort of declaration helped. I think that was, like, her putting all those moments in perspective, and so for me as a viewer, it helped to have all of those things now, like, moving
I like that.
the big culmination, you know.
I like that.
That's why it was satisfying for me. But I do totally see your point, and I was half expecting the movie to end and she was driving around, and I was a little surprised that it kept going. So I can see it.
Okay.
Like I can see it being.
I thought it was gonna end too because it was very
I really
long.
expected it to end. Yeah. But
I'm onto something then.
So like I can see it
Director's
also
cut.
being an equally valuable message having ended it there, but I think I liked it more. And
Okay.
you know, she if we're interpreting this as like her recollections, then you know, her at the end, that's sort of like frame narrative, right? That's introducing the frame narrative of her like looking back on everything.
Nicole,
Yeah.
think about this, guys. Movie opens up, right? Yeah,
Okay.
movie opens up. She's packing for graduation, right? She just graduated college, right?
Oh no.
Comes across the letters.
Sam.
And then boom, we go into all those events, the normal movie, but she's in, like we're saying, it's her recollection, but like within a second, but we watch it as a movie. And she has all those thoughts of high school and stuff from reading those letters. And then she calls her mom and makes peace at the very end, after we've relived all the events.
Plot twist, it's at her mom's funeral.
Oh my god.
What?
I know. Takes puff. No, I like that, Sam. That would I can see it now. Like I can definitely see the scene and how it would play out and fade into like her recollection of like, okay, well, that was my senior year, but the way Greta would do it, I know would be awesome, and it wouldn't be like October 2000.
That is my worry, that it would be like super cliche and just like
freaking 20 years later.
Exactly.
Shot of what is clearly New York. Like,
yes,
it. Like there's
some people don't know. Okay, some people don't know.
You know what though? Okay, that reminds me that is actually a really great strategy on her part or whatever. Like it just shows that she's a great director. She places you in the setting or the time of the movie without any cheesing it. Like, oh, okay, Alanis Morissette, or like I think one of the character mentioned like, oh, 2001, whatever. I forget what year it was, but like
it's
so subtle,
like right at the beginning.
It's 2002/3 because they have New Year's.
That's right. Yeah.
Like it's with the computer and the dial-up internet, and like it's not like, you know, Lady Bird's looking at a schedule and it says like, you know, the date, and or it's not like it's so awesome.
Like, oh, zoom in on the newspaper, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Or like, here's a newscast that's going on about 9/11. Yeah.
The only way we know how to introduce exposition.
The only way we know how to introduce 2001.
Yeah, I mean, they did have the newscast. They did.
They did?
Yeah. Not.
When she was on.
But it's like it's like ambient.
Watching...
Yeah, it's like.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I
we
think
know how
not
feels about newscast.
I think that worked though, because like again, if we're thinking about like the recollection, like if she was telling this to her kids, like she'd be like, you know, like everything on TV was just about the war and like all that kind of like, and that added flavor to the shots. I think like they didn't dwell on it. It wasn't the opening scene of the fucking movie, you know, those types of things.
Right.
So it's fine, Greta. You're good. But you know,
that just brought up like, oh wow, another thing I like about this movie, because I honestly, I truly don't have like a set dislike. So the points you guys are making are really like turning my mind like, ooh, okay, I'm like viewing it differently. It's great.
Savannah, do you have any dislikes in Lady Bird?
I mean, really, that was it. Like the thing we talked about the pacing at the beginning. Yeah, like dislike is maybe a strong word. It's just not really. It didn't super vibe with me. I don't necessarily think it's an invalid way to present a movie. And like I said, the ending for me, like at least helped pull it all together and redeemed it a lot. Redeemed that sort of storytelling choice.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was when I finished it, and that's why I'm saying like I was trying to like take it in, and I think I came up with that conclusion that like, oh, maybe this is just like her like telling this recollection maybe down the line in the future that we never even know about. But maybe that's the way she wanted it to be interpreted. Like, you can take it as it is during the movie, or you can think about it differently. Like, but I think that it invokes a lot of thought. So I liked it.
It really
a lot.
does.
I didn't have any dislikes either. I thought some of the, I mean, I wouldn't really know if this is like a dark comedy. Like, I mean, there's some funny parts, but I wasn't, laughing my ass off.
Oh,
Like, so.
yeah.
Like, I don't think you're
like
supposed
chuckling. Like a member, like, oh,
Yeah.
like, ha ha ha, I remember that. Yeah.
The funniest part I laughed at was when she yeeted out of the car at the beginning.
Oh no, the funniest moment for
So
me,
good.
it's really freshman comedy. But when the JV football coach is the
Oh
director,
yeah.
That was
we go in hot.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
singing, and we're singing.
So good.
That was
I
so
love
good.
that.
Okay,
I
that
love
was a good
that.
part. Yeah, you got me
So
there. That was a
funny.
good part. Because
I
that
really
shit
love it
happened,
so much.
dude, and I
Exactly.
relate to that. I wasn't in theater, but like, our soccer coaches were the football coaches. They knew nothing about
Oh, my
fucking soccer.
God.
Like, it was the worst in high school, and I totally related to that. And that was like one of those moments where I was like, holy fuck, like, this happens to everyone, I guess. Like, jeez.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
I love it. Yeah, that one got me.
that's good. That's good shit. So did you
And then
guys
at
like?
the end of the show, yeah, he just like
Oh,
screams.
he's like going crazy. Yeah.
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 He made it.
Did you guys like Timothy's character though?
You know what?
I wanted to
I hate-
strangle that little motherfucker.
I know.
Oh my
I hate
God.
to say it, but I'm still, like, I would fall for it, and that's exactly. I'm falling for it even today at my age. So
Oh my god.
I'm ashamed to
Oh
admit
no,
it, but
self-burn. That's a rare one.
I don't think you're falling to that level today.
No, I don't think you are at all.
we can give Timothy's character, we can give a pass because he's a teenager trying to, like we see, I guess, in movies sometimes if the guy's like 27 and he's like, I don't consume product or whatever. Like,
Right,
it's
yeah,
like,
and I'm like,
okay,
you're an adult, you have no excuse. But
Yeah.
clearly, yeah, this is like a teenager who's just
learning. He's, like-
emulating that, yeah.
yeah, he's trying to see if like what works for him, what fits, and he's reading these books and he hates clove cigarettes, and it's like, okay, I'll give you a pass, but you're still a douche.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's just like every time he was on screen, I wanted to scream. I was like, why
He's
are you
the perfect
falling
coffee
for
shop
this?
boy.
Oh
We
my
fall for
God.
these. Come on, we worked at.
I know.
coffee bar.
Listen, I know. I'm also yelling at my past
Yeah.
self as
How
much as
many-
I'm yelling at Saoirse.
How many Timothys walk through the coffee bar, man?
Ooh,
Damn,
so many. Like
that's a whole new podcast.
incalculable. Yeah, just Strap Coffee Shop Boys.
Yes, ooh, that's our podcast, Savannah.
That's it.
Dude,
Oh
Carol,
my
write it
God.
down. Write it down.
Coffee shop queens.
Send it over
I love
to
it.
NBC. Yep. we'll
Yep,
get-
timestamp this
No,
idea right now.
One of the things that like weirdly got on my nerves was like, I feel like his eyes were never fully open. They were
Yeah.
always like
Oh, like he was
half-lidded,
trying
and
too
just,
hard
like,
to
he
keep them
wasn't.
closed.
Yeah, like he wasn't fully there. He was like trying to be so laid back. He never.
Yes.
It was always just sort of like half closed, like, dude.
I'm gonna say something, and it might be controversial. Like,
Oh my God, hot takes
Uh-oh.
all over this episode.
yeah, like I like Timothée Chalamet. Like, I think he's a good actor. Okay, he's
Okay.
honestly, he's set up for success. Like, he's what he's debuting in fucking like Interstellar. He's in this. Like, he's gonna be in Dune. Like everyone's gonna go see that. So,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen a performance yet where I was like, that's him. Like I was like the Leo
You know what?
meme,
That's fair.
like pointing at
That's
the
fair.
screen. Like, I haven't seen it yet, and I'm gonna watch his career with great interest because I think he can be really great.
Yeah.
But
Star Wars, isn't
I
it?
haven't yet. Dude, you got the Star Wars reference? I fucking
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it, dude. I think he's gonna be really good, and I think he's good in this movie. But again, like, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's the part, but
Yeah, this performance did not wow
Yeah.
me. Like
But I think that's him in
felt-
all of his stuff, and the best thing I've seen him in is The King, and that wasn't like overall like well astounded movie like what people weren't seeing it in flocks. So I
and that
don't
movie
know.
feels like if this character from 500 years ago. Like, to be honest,
It's true. It's true.
Let's be real.
It's fucking true.
Like literally, like medieval fuck boy, but spelled with like different extra letters because they don't know how to spell back then.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Ye old fuck boy,
To add on to that hot take, I think I feel like Timothy is the next Joaquin, and it will just take that one
dude.
role.
This epi, bro. What is
I
going
know.
on right now?
Hot takes, deep cuts.
He could be the next Joaquin, I think. Yeah.
I feel like a role like Joaquin Joaquin was a good actor for a while, but like, in I don't know. I feel like he evolved so much, but in her, he really like. I don't know. That's the role where it's like, okay, well, this guy can like really, really act, So I feel like Timothy just needs a role like that. He would totally fit in a role like that for sure. Maybe Dune's the one that changes your idea. You never know.
It better be, dude, because like
really just fights into that,
I'm
Denis
fucking.
transforms people.
I'm
he
reading.
transformed Jakey.
I'm reading the damn book for this movie. Okay, like
I know
it better. It may be for the worst though. Maybe the movie's awful and like because nothing like the book, but.
It is.
You think
it is not going to be awful?
You think Dennis gonna do this film dirty? Are you serious?
No, absolutely no way.
Denis will not do it dirty. If he does, I'm throwing away all of his movies I have, dude. Arrival's going in the trash, dude. Like
that's fair. What, Blade Runner 2049 is going in the trash?
Prisoners, Enemy,
Ooh,
Sicario,
so
dude.
good.
He's done so many great movies. I have the utmost.
Like
if it wasn't Denis, it would have been Chris Nolan. Like simple as fucking that, dude. To do this movie. Like those are the only two.
Hey, I'm busy with Tenet. Can't do it. That's the only reason.
No,
yeah, I'm busy making yet another convoluted time travel.
Nolan probably turned it down because he's like, it's not original. It's a book already. Like he's like, I can't do it because it's already been written. Like,
there's no math in it. I can't.
Whereas I just have to make the same variation of a different time travel unreliable narrator story over and over again. Excuse me.
He's like in negotiation deals. Like, can I make it in reverse? And they're like, no. He's like, I'm out.
They're like, we want you to follow the book, and there's no way. It's not possible.
No.
Is it a dream? Yeah, no, I'm out.
What so like, dude, Chris Nolan and Denis are like carrying Warner Bros. Pictures, dude. Like,
oh my god.
Like they're
Only you can
single-handedly
like
carrying them through everything. But yeah, I mean, Denis changes characters. It's the first time he's worked with him, right? I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Wait, was this
Timothy.
movie A24? Sorry.
This movie was A24, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay,
A24
is prime.
Turns out bangers only.
Turns out
seriously,
Savannah can only be on A24 produced.
No, I was just about to say, like, I'm noticing a pattern.
Like,
connected.
The next one you're gonna be on is gonna be Lighthouse. Okay, so.
Oh, dude,
we saw
don't
that
even
together.
play me. Don't even play me. I know Nicole and I saw this together, and I would.
I still haven't seen.
5 hours talking about that weird ass, beautiful little movie.
That was a good after movie bar conversation for sure.
Dude,
I love
that.
That's
was fantastic. Yeah.
But A24 does nothing but crank out delicious ass movies. Okay, like.
Finally, some delicious fucking food.
Like, I don't even know what time frame are we gonna call it? Like the past 5-10 years, they've just been like nothing hasn't flopped. I mean,
everything claps. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Claps.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a slapper, as the kids say.
It's a clapper, as the people in the olden days said. Yeah. Get with this clapper.
It does heartily clap. Yes.
Damn, dude. So the topic of depression, which I know you guys both said wasn't harped on enough. Like, what do you guys think is going through Greta's mind trying to talk about this? Is she trying to put that out there in the movie to say like a lot of people deal with it, but no one really talks about it? Like we just hear about it and then that's it. You know, like, oh yeah, your dad has depression, and then like, but like, okay, well that's fucking huge. Like maybe we should talk about it more as a family, or that's how families handle it. Like maybe that's what she's trying to get across. Like that there's like these big things in life that are happening, but people don't really never really talked about it. I mean, I guess we could think about our past and probably say the same stuff. Like we could probably say,
I think that like I agree with Nicole. Like I do wish it had been dwelled on more. I think I understand, and I think that is what you were getting at, Sam, is that it is sort of a reflection of these experiences exist and people are going through this all the time. It's just that like people so rarely ask about it. That's sort of a criticism her mom has of her of most of the movies. She's like, you don't ask, like you don't care about other people. So like, yeah, you would know if you ever asked, but and so that's, you know, you don't get that from, because, you know, it's like, as you know, I don't experience depression. Like I do experience some anxiety, but it's like you don't want to bring these things up. But if someone asks, of course it's something you want to talk about because you want to get this weight off your chest. It's just that people don't ask, and you know that's why, you know, we don't even think really about it affecting Julie until right up until the end when she has that like line which ripped me apart. She's like, some people aren't built happy, you know, and Lady Bird would know that if she had asked sooner, but she just
that one,
really
so the mom scene where she says that, and the Julie scene at the end, like towards the end, like those ones really fell with me too, because I think like I was like that sometimes in high school. Like I was just stubborn. I didn't want to talk about things. Like I didn't, nothing mattered but me and my fucking life, you know? So you know, those things that sucked. Like I was like, fuck, like you gotta be close to your friends and you gotta ask.
Scene with the teacher too, where they're just doing like the exercise.
Oh my God.
Let's play like whoever can cry first wins.
Yeah.
And he starts like this really heartfelt sobbing. Or like weeping, I guess, more accurately, and he's just like apologizing.
Well, I think that's
none of the students ask because it's like people see that as something you're not supposed to talk about or intrude on, when really, like, of course, they want to be reached out to.
Right. Well, I think that's what was interesting. How Greta kind of showcased it. It was kind of a divide of like, well, this is how the adults view it. You know, we have the scene with Lady Bird's mom and the preacher, you know, and he's like, please don't tell your daughter. And it's like two adults talking about this issue. And then with Julie and Lady Bird, it's two kids talking about this issue. But then, you know, it breaks through very slightly with that scene where the priest cries. And it's like, okay, the kids are seeing an adult cry and they don't know why. And they don't know how to, we don't know how to process that kind of stuff when we're adult or when we're kids. And even when we're adults, it's hard to kind of process because depression is not a topic that's talked about enough in these things. So maybe that's what Greta was trying to do, of like, you know, it just needs to be this topic of like, it needs to be talked about. It doesn't have to go heavy on it, but like, if you see it and you talk about it, like this, it exists.
Yeah.
Right. I can sort of respect the idea that, well, this is just a part of life that a lot of people experience. So maybe we don't need to like dramatize it or sort of make it into this big whole tortured narrative. It's just like a kind of shitty thing that is part of life for some people. And I get that. I just think like, I don't know, I guess it just comes down to a very subjective opinion where it's like, I like to have those things a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, it's your experience with the movie of like who you are in relation to the film. I mean, with any film we can say that, right? Like me and Sam can watch the same movie and connect in completely different ways because of
Yeah.
who we are and how we were raised and what we're going through at the time, So this movie is especially
like that. I think everyone that walked out of the theater, and whoever's watched it, like, you're gonna, like we're talking about here, like, we're all gonna get different perspectives. We're all gonna have the moments on it that stick with us the most. Like, I totally forgot about the scene with the priest and her mom. It's actually a really good point that you guys are making with, like, how the adults viewed it and versus how the kids view it. It's just, the whole movie just makes me think about, like, the stuff that people go through in life, and, like, us growing up through school and all this stuff. We never taught that. Like, you're never taught that even in college, like, unless you're studying it, which is just, it's just kind of like, it's shitty. Like,
I
get we have a sex ed course.
To talk about it. Yeah.
We have a sex ed course, but why don't we have, like,
oh my God,
like a mental illness course, or like something that high school kids, because at high school, like, people go through a lot of shit.
Yeah,
And
dude,
even the sex ed course is not good at all.
I know. I was like, do we have a sex ed course?
No, because
we don't.
All I remember watching was some lady giving birth, and that was fucking it, dude.
I didn't even see that. I saw a picture of, here, you're gonna grow hair here. That's all I saw.
I was like, I remember.
That's
I
it.
remember
That's
some very sort of creepy, like, cross section of genitalia, and I was like, "What? Oh, okay."
I hate it so much.
That was about it. But yeah, like, I feel like we should absolutely have, like, public education about, psychiatric health. Like, yeah, absolutely. I was experiencing probably more anxiety and depression in high school than I was, and college, like, to be fair, than I was at almost any other point in my life, just because you're under so much pressure. And it does suck that these things are just, like, I mean, especially in an environment like a private religious school.
Yeah, I mean, that for sure, you're gonna definitely.
I can't relate to that, but, like, you absolutely do not have the tools to address that in that kind of community.
No, and that's why I think the Danny one that was really big in the movie, and I actually really liked that moment a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Of her just, like, her whole face, like, breaking down when she realized that, like, it was bigger than her feelings being hurt.
Oh my God, yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, like, I get it. This is so much bigger. This is, like, one of those few moments where she's like, this is bigger than me. And, like, my very restricted worldview, this is something that's not about me.
For sure, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oof, that scene.
Well, that's those are my questions I had laid out. I was trying to make it like a more shoot the shit episode with the guest.
I mean, damn, we did
good.
We really took this movie through the ringer, dude, and we just freaking,
we did.
Like,
I love it.
Like, whatever film school, you can hire me. I'll do. I'll start talking about movies.
Get the PowerPoint ready, Carol. Get the slides. Get the slides.
Here is why I should be hired to do this.
Here's why Inception is a prequel to Tenet.
Oh.
Dude, okay, can I bring up, like, one other thing that kind of confused me? Is, like, I would love for it to be a bigger meaning, but I wasn't sure. Did either of you notice that it felt like the theme of the prom was, like, hell?
Yeah,
like,
it was eternal flame or whatever.
Because, like, what were the themes that she listed? She was like world travel or, like, the movies or something, but it, like, everything was just, like, pillars and flame.
And one of them was eternal flame. Like, literally, that was the.
Okay, I was like, I couldn't remember if that was one of the listed or if it just ended up being something that's, like, completely symbolic and not.
Oh, see, I don't pick up on those unless somebody brings it up. So, but now that you say that, yeah, for sure, it was like red food.
That was one moment that I just, like, loved. I thought that was a great commentary on, because they didn't really make a lot of commentary on the religious. I feel like they stayed away from. a lot of explicit criticism.
Well, they
but
made it
that
comical
felt
with the really nice nun. Like she was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I know it's you. You know, like kind of switched it of like all nuns aren't strict like this. You know?
Yeah.
right.
And I think it was kind of just ironic that was the theme of the prom at a Catholic school. So
Right.
I don't know. It was more of.
Well,
I mean, maybe it's just her perspective again. Like, who knows?
but yeah, if we're looking into it as like a meaning, that scene precedes the montage. Yeah, that's where Lady Bird really starts dating Danny, and you know, in religion, or I don't know. I'm really not well versed in religion and homosexuality, but like, isn't it considered like you're going to hell for being gay? So like, if we really want to get into like
in some religions, but yeah,
not that dance scene, because that dance scene where she meets Danny was like Western themed.
It was Western themed.
Oh.
The one at the end,
I'm sorry.
with like her and Beanie dancing together, like surrounded by all of these flames.
I'm thinking of a completely different dance scene. But yeah. I mean, even then, Lady Bird and Julie are dancing together, and they're seen as lesbians.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to look into it, so that's interesting. I had two completely those I morphed those scenes into my mind.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for pointing it out that they do bookend the movie with those like
with those moments.
I guess like chronologically that makes sense, because that's what breaks up a year in high school is like
dance, homecoming,
Sadie,
what's the girl one?
Sadie Hawkins.
I did not go to any dances in high school.
I went to a couple proms and like one homecoming.
Yeah, I went to junior, senior prom, and one homecoming. That was it.
I went to one homecoming freshman year and was like, well, I'm never doing that again.
Oh my god! Yep.
And then went to
the
prom,
movies
like junior and senior year, and that was it.
It's so funny, like I don't know if I was just like a good kid or whatever, but you show up to homecoming and all these kids are just like basically, dancing like kids do, and.
Oh, you mean grinding?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
My God.
But you're like, how the fuck did you learn to do that? Like, where did you even know? Like, did you just like YouTube like how do I dance?
You don't learn how to do grinding like the same way that your fucking chihuahua knows how to hump your leg. Like people know how to grind. Like that's not. There's no skill there. It's just.
No, I get there's no skill, but it's like that's the first thing that happens. It's just
MTV,
funny.
MTV, bro.
Yep, you're right.
That was my sex education.
It's it was Jersey Shore, which taught us everything we needed to know.
Oh my god, yeah.
And that's why I'm educated the way I'm
Tan laundry, bro.
Cab here.
Oh my god. All right, well, I think we really did it. This was a fun episode. I loved it.
Really was.
Yes, I love a good talk through.
We're gonna wrap it up. We got to get through shots we love and then our scores around the house. So Savannah, you started off with the shots, or the shot that you love the most in this movie. There was a lot of them. Let's see.
I know I made notes of like so many throughout my course of watching the movie. There's so many good ones, but I think the one that like looking at all the ones I noted down, like there were a lot of good ones. I love the quality of light in this movie, or like whatever sort of filter or the way they like captured that like golden hour. Yeah, that was amazing.
Yep.
But the one that I think stuck with me was like of her coming home after the first dance, the Western dance, and she just like stands and like screams in the street. And just like her sort of framed in that like orangey street light was like I really, and like just dead center of that shot. I really enjoyed that visual.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one too. I think that one was like, and then you think about your first kisses or whatever, and you're just kind of like,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
exactly.
The feeling it evokes, that's crazy. Like just one shot, that's why we love them.
Shots we love, bro.
Shots we love, trademark.
Nicole, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Savannah mentioned it earlier. I really liked the scene where Danny comes to talk to Lady Bird at the coffee shop, and just the wide shot of her in the doorway and him standing there. Just,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say, if because we always do that here. We do sequences. That whole scene is very. That one stands out the most to me, and that was the one that made me emotional when I saw it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But just watching it again and seeing that wide shot and just being there in the moment and like having that emotion, but also how gentle that moment is. It was really nice to like revisit that, but also like holy shit, But yeah, that's fine.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good moment. Like we talked about with how big that scene is in the whole movie, but like when you first see him, you're like, oh, dick, like douchebag. but then you change in that moment when you find out about what he's really. I mean, we knew he was. I mean, I guess we all assumed he was gay because of that scene that we saw right before that. But like, you don't really know, right? Like he hasn't admitted it or said it yet.
Oh,
so,
it's like he's like saying it himself.
Yeah, so that one you like kind of. I feel like we're all in like Lady Bird's perspective, and then we kind of like forgive him at the same time. It's kind of like a lot of emotion in this movie that is insane how she was able to get that out of us with like very few words. Like so.
Seriously, I think it's the lighting. It's just like, man, that's good to bring up, Savannah. Like how. It just makes me think how lighting can evoke a feeling. It's crazy.
Dude, don't even get me started on
I know.
It is like
your
my
dissertation
favorite
now.
thing to I could. Oh man.
Whole nother episode.
Save it for the coffee pod.
All right, mine.
You're right.
Mine is gonna be when she's smoking that cigarette on the corner of the the shop where she bought the Playgirl and her cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
And it's across the street kind of shot, and I feel like the movie just kind of like sat for a second and like we kind of breathed, and I feel like that was like that's her moment too. Like she hit that age where she could do that stuff, and she did it. She bought it, and it was like that was it. There was no satisfaction really. It was just like
okay,
yeah,
all right.
Well, she's doing all of them at once,
Right.
Like she's smoking the cigarette while she's reading the magazine. Yeah, right. That's good.
I like that moment. It's funny.
That's a good one.
That's a good shot. So
it's a really good one.
All right, shot scores. If you guys are new here and you made it this far, wow, you're one of the first to make it this far, I think. 0 shots being
Haterade.
One of the best movies ever. We can't say best movie ever because now there's just too many good ones coming out. And we're going to keep racking up 0 shot scores on this show. But 5 shots being blacked out drunk. Nicole gave it a 0 in the spoiler-free review. Do you keep that score? Is that what it's going to be?
Yep, I absolutely keep that score. It was never going to change.
0 for Nicole. Savannah, what are you giving it?
Originally, like when I watched it on Tuesday, the score that I wrote down was a 2.5.
Whoa!
Yeah, because I think I was still a little like
too much action.
Well, yeah, because I literally wrote down that score the second I finished the movie, so I felt like the ending had like only just
and like
tied it up. But like in the course of like having it sit with me and like in the course of this conversation, I think I'm gonna bring it down to a 1. Because I think with some distance, it definitely puts a lot more into perspective, and like being able to look at those different elements and see how they sort of fit together or can come together in different combinations.
Yeah,
make it seem much more put together than it originally felt in like the moment of the first watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
I originally had a 1 lined up for it.
Okay.
And I think it was because of the ending, and I think it was because I was pissed that it was a fucking voicemail and not on the, she wasn't on the phone. And like Savannah just said, like I think the more distance this movie gets, and this conversation for sure, how I've gained so much respect for the movie, how everyone brought so many different things out of it. So I'm dropping it. I'm giving it a 0. It's an unlikely 0, I think, from me, but I'm giving it a 0. It deserves it. Great job, Greta.
Yay.
And can't wait to
GGG.
GG's.
GGG.
GG's.
Great job.
Greta Gerwig.
GGG.
GG.
But that's all we have for the show. Savannah, do you have anything else? Nicole, do you have anything else?
Oh, thank you so
Man,
much
we
for
are, like,
letting
yeah,
me like
dissect it
bother
out.
you into having me on again. Just
I'm not
accepting all
there.
my abusive texts.
Oh my god.
We love having
the
you
only
on.
one replying to our Instagram story, so we like it.
We love
Gotta get that
having you on.
engagement up.
Exactly.
And thanks for being the guinea pig on the Discord
Ooh, yeah.
Discord one.
Yeah.
This can actually open some doors for people that are out of state or other things that want to be on the show. So
And Halloween's coming up.
and
Or
Halloween
spooky.
is
Spooky
coming up.
season.
Coming up.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Halloween was canceled, so
Yeah. It's been canceled since
Excuse
March.
you? How dare you? Nothing can cancel Halloween. Halloween
we do have some movies lined up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. That's true.
Halloween isn't about
How dare
house
I?
parties.
How dare I?
We do have some big ones lined up on Nicole for Halloween that we've been talking about.
There's
So-
some one. Yeah, we have always, even last year it was slated. It
Yeah.
was like,
Dude,
what do we
I
do?
can't wait. I've been so excited to see what you guys are going to do for Spooky October.
So
Lighthouse.
Spooktober, man, it's coming, bro. It's right around the corner. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Follow us wherever you listen to your podcast. If you're on Apple Pod, write a review. It fucking helps if you do 5 stars. 1 star is like, hey, you wrote a review, but like I don't know. So maybe just don't write one if you're gonna give it a 1. And then
We
if
just
you
go listen to something else. Yeah.
if you guys
Yeah. Put that
know,
energy elsewhere.
we do spoiler-free reviews every other week in between these, and those are on YouTube. You can listen to them on the podcast, but there is a lot of memes on YouTube that maybe you might not see in audio. So go over there to the YouTube channel, subscribe. We're approaching 150, man. 150 subs really fast. So thank you guys so much for listening. I'm Sam. I'm out of here. Do you guys have anything else? So this is your last chance before I end the recording.
Oh, nope.
Nope.
All right, guys.
I love you guys.
We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Peace out.
All right.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.